She says, "That's it, kids. We're leaving." Now the man, he comes back to the trail. "Kids, I got the head and the tail for you." "Kids, I got the head and the tail." There was a lot of beggars again. He goes up the trail to his house and it's dark. There's no smoke coming out of the smoke hole. He goes inside. There's nobody there. And then he hears in the corner, "It's a mouse." So he grabs it. And he says, "You're going to tell me where my family is or else you're dead." And the mouse says, No. See that grinding stone in the corner?" "Oh, yes," he says. "Go lift it up, look underneath of it." He lifts up that grinding stone, and underneath there's a tunnel going down. "Go down that tunnel and you'll find your family." The man lets the mouse go and picks up his fish. He goes down the tunnel, and he comes up on the hillside, and he sees his family uphill of him. "Kids, I got the head and the tail. Come back here." They don't turn around. "You listen to me, I'm your father." They don't turn around. So he rushes the one who's bringing up the rear. He grabs her. And she turns into Willow. And we use her roots and her shoots for our baskets, for the weavers and the sticks in our baskets. Comes up to the next one. "Where do you think you're going? I got the head and the tail. Aren't you hungry?" And he grabs him. And he turns into Woodwardia fern, who we use for the red in our baskets. Comes up to the third kid. Grabs him. And he turns into black fern, who we use for the black in our traditional baskets. He's coming further up the hill now. "Where do you think you're going, kids?" Grabs the fourth, and she turns into Hazel. And we use her sticks for the structure of our baskets. And then he comes up to the last kid, furthest up the mountain. He grabs at her, and she turns into bear grass, panuira, and we use for the white in our traditional baskets. And then he comes up to his wife. He's about to grab her when she turns on him. And she says, "From now on, me and my kids, we're going to be in front of our people every year when they dance as baskets. But you're going to be a nobody. You're going to be bad enough. Nothing's going to even want to touch you when you're dead." And at that, she turns into a pine tree. Some of our people use her roots for the weavers in our baskets. And he turns into a great horned owl. Bad enough. So let's flash forward a few thousand years to the 90s. I want you guys to picture a different family sitting down at the breakfast table together. Dad's over here, looking at the front page of the Springfield News, eating his great nut flakes. The sister's here, hogging the funnies and kind of picking at her great nut flakes because she doesn't like breakfast very much. And the brother, who's me, is sitting here looking at the culture and art section. The mom is already driving to work. She's a dental hygienist in the next town over, which is a natural job for her. One of her little sisters is a dental hygienist, and her dad actually was a dentist. Now she's Indian. She's Cutter Indian on her dad's side. But she doesn't know that much. She knows she's Indian, but she thinks that she's Hoopa. Hoopa have the nearest reservation to where we're from. And her dad, growing up, didn't talk about being Indian. She'd been up to see her great-grandma, Elsie Young, in Orleans, in the ancestral village, once when she was 10. But other than that, big family secret. To maybe give you an idea of why I want to play a game. So I want you to hold the first image that comes to mind when you think the word Indian. Got it? Okay. Now see how close or not close that picture matches up to some that my grandpa grew up around. Here is Benjamin West's death of General Wolfe. And General Wolfe died actually conquering Quebec for the British. Here he is, he's dying. He's looking up into the sky. It's Christ-like, the sky is opening up. There's New Jerusalem, the city on the hill. And he's surrounded by his men-at-arms, wringing their hands. And then there's this stoic fellow here in the corner, this camel band in the corner. He's widely recognized as an instance of the noble savage in art. And there's this chant. This is Henry Brandon in full makeup and costume for the Searchers, where he played the bad guy opposite John Wayne, Chief Scar. He wasn't Indian at all, he was German. And he made a living doing these ethnic villains. Anyway, Chief Scar is a really mean guy, murderer of white people. Then, for the most right, it's Chief Wahoo. This is the old version of the Cleveland Indians mascot. Since then, they've updated him. They made his nose less big and his skin much brighter red. This is from the 30s or 40s, 50s. And this is in every school's textbook, seems like. So, big secret. He's a dentist in San Francisco. And who's going to want to get their teeth cleaned by one of these guys? Big secret. So she's driving to work, going about her day. Time for school. My dad pushes my sister into the car. I get in first. I'm a good kid. And we drive to the middle school. We sit through class. And all that while, I'm kind of thinking, I'm kind of curious, because in that front page of the culinary arts section, there was a picture from a local powwow of a Taos group dancer. So I went to the middle school library to research Indians. I was specifically interested in hooplas. So I go to H in the card catalog. They still have those in these days. How many of you have actually heard of the hoopla tribe? Right on! Right on! Not many though. Isolated, rural. Wasn't in the card catalog, wasn't in the middle school library. So I go to I for Indian. And that's all the Asian kind. So I go to N for Native American and Eureka. One of those index cards, write down the call numbers. And I pack a whole stack of books to the library table. Flipping through those, I'm eating my egg salad sandwich. Now, there isn't anything about Hoopa. There is a lot about famous tribes, plains tribes like the Sioux, or northeast tribes like the Iroquois, or southwest tribes like the Navajo or the Hopi.